In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing both BlueChew and Ro Sparks, putting them head to head to let you guys know which one is best and which would work better for you. I'll go over 5 different categories that will rate both BlueChew and Ro Sparks in, and I'll let you guys know the winner of each category. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm gonna give you guys a hack on how to use either both BlueChew or Ro Sparks to actually perform a lot better for you. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video for that. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So for category 1, we're actually gonna go over longevity. So which one out of BlueChews and Ro Sparks will actually help you last longer in the bedroom. Now, as men, we can all admit that sometimes we have a long time just lasting a long time in the bedroom. I'll be the first one to admit, especially being a younger man myself, I'm 25 years old, sometimes I can still be a 2-pump chump. Let's just face it, guys, if you're lasting less than 5 minutes in the bedroom with your lady or whatever girl that you're with, that you're having a sexual experience with, she probably more than likely is not gonna be the happiest with you. I've been there before. I've been in situations where I have finished in like 2 minutes, sometimes less than even 2 minutes, guys. I'm gonna admit to say it, and not to be TMI. And just the look on the other person's face that you're with when you finish that early and they haven't even really began to get off themselves is something akin to the worst pain in your life. And let's not forget either, if you guys finish early, the young lady that you're with, she'll probably be like, oh, don't worry about it, it's okay. If she's nice and not a savage, she'll be like, oh, don't worry about it, you're all good. But she's probably gonna roast you to everybody she knows, to her group chats, all her girls, and you might not ever see her again, especially if it's your first time linking up with her. So we wanna make sure that we can last a long time in the bedroom. That is what things like BlueChew and Ro Sparks, they both told to help you out with being in the bedroom. And out of the two of them, I have to give this first category to Ro Sparks. Now, I didn't let you guys know in the beginning of the video, so good for you for sticking around this long, but Ro Sparks is kind of a beast on its own. It's actually a mix of sildenafil and tadalafil. If you guys don't know what that is, in layman's term, it's a mix of Viagra and Cialis, whereas with BlueChew, it only has one active ingredient in each type of BlueChew. So BlueChew, you can get the Viagra version, you can get the Cialis version, or you can get the vardenafil version, but they don't have a version of everything combined together yet. So Ro Sparks was the first one on the market that actually combines both Viagra and Cialis. And guys, let me just tell you, this thing packs a crazy punch. Like, it's honestly one of the strongest sexual enhancer, like bedroom enhancers that I've tried. So the first category for longevity has to go to Ro Sparks. Now, with both of them, you're gonna last longer than usual. Off of BlueChew, I've lasted anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes. But guys, off of Ro Sparks, I had a recent experience, and I'm not gonna keep you guys too long, we'll move on to the next category. But let me tell you a quick backstory. I had a recent experience with a young lady. You know, met her, things started going well, whatever, ended up, getting to the bedroom. I took literally a quarter of a Ro Sparks, not a half, but a quarter of a Ro Sparks. And tell me how that whole night, we probably were going for at least an hour. I passed out, I didn't finish. And in the morning, same thing happened. We started going again, probably went for another 30 minutes, same thing. I still didn't even finish, guys, literally off the Ro Sparks. So this is almost a little bit too potent in my opinion, but it works. Category 2, which one gives you the biggest size increase? So if you guys don't know, a lot of times as males, we have certain things that happen within our body that makes it where we're not actually our biggest down there. Sometimes it's due to poor lifestyle choices, like having a bad diet, not exercising so you don't have good blood flow circulation in your body, watching those videos you're not supposed to watch, and doing the thing you're not supposed to do while you're watching those videos, if you know what I mean. And a lot of these things can contribute to us not actually being our biggest down there. Sometimes you could actually be 6 inches, but you might have a couple inches left in the tank and you might only be showing like your 4 inches or something. So from me using both BlueChew and Ro Sparks, I noticed that my size increased. But if you guys want to take the one that actually gives you the biggest size increase, I would have to give that one to Ro Sparks again. Now, again, don't get me wrong, with BlueChew, you're gonna be bigger than whatever your size is that you are right now. So if you're like if you have like 4 inches right now, off of taking either of these, you might have some inches left in the tank and you could be 5, 6 inches potentially. I do coach guys and I have clients that I help with in the bedroom, and some of them have told me that they have had things like 2 even 3-inch increases from different things, from either using sexual performance enhancers like these, or from using some of my methods that I teach them. If you guys are interested, it is the first link linked below, but you can actually increase your size. So I would say Ro Sparks got it to the point where it was the biggest for me, to the point where it was throbbing. Again, I don't want to be TMI with you guys, but to the point where it was almost uncomfortably big, uncomfortably throbbing. The next category, reliability. So if you guys are in a clutch, you want to make sure if you are going out of your way to take something like one of these enhancers like this, that it's actually going to work for you. There have been reports of guys in the past, and even guys that I work with, guys that comment on my videos saying, hey, I took so-and-so and it didn't work. And that's the last thing you want. Again, going back to the first point earlier, if you are in a situation where you do get a nice young lady to the bedroom and it is time for you to do your thing, it's time for you to lay it down and, you know, be a monster in there, you want to make sure you have something that actually works and has 100% accuracy, reliability. So out of these two, guys, I have to give it to Ro Sparks again. Now, there has been a couple times where I've taken BlueChew. Again, like I told you guys, they have 3 different forms. You can take the Viagra form, which is sildenafil, the Cialis form, which is tadalafil, or the vardenafil form, which is my personal favorite. But there has been some times where I've used the vardenafil form and it hasn't really worked for me the best that it could. Now, it did, you know, make it where it did come up, whatever, but it wasn't necessarily like as much as I would have liked it. So with Ro Sparks, again, since it combines both sildenafil and tadalafil, this works every time. Like, there's no question about it. Again, I think it works almost a little bit too good for my liking. I almost feel like this would be better for older guys because, again, I'm 25, so I'm not taking these every time that I engage in sexy time, but in certain occasions, like if it's my first time with a girl or if it's like a special occasion and I really want to show out, then I will take something like this. But I feel like if you're an older guy, Ro Sparks, since it is so strong and arguably it's stronger than BlueChew, it'd probably be the better choice for you. But in the category of reliability, Ro Sparks is never gonna fail. It's never gonna let you down. The next category, category 4, faster results. So again, just like the last category, if you're in a clutch and you need it to work basically right away, you can't waste time letting it be like an hour or 3 hours for it to kick in. Guys, with some things, like for example, Cialis, you have to wait 3 to 6 hours sometimes for it to start working. And, you know, if you're in a clutch and you got, you know, a young lady waiting for you to perform, sometimes you ain't got 3 to 6 hours for it to work. So out of these two, which one is gonna work quicker for you? Guys, this one is actually going to be a draw. So between BlueChew and Ro Sparks, they both take about the same amount of time to work, I've noticed. I would say both of them take it about 15, 20 minutes before you engage in that sexy time, and it's gonna kick in and work for you. So this one's a quick category, even tie, guys. And the 5th category, guys, which one has the least side effects? Now, this is a big one that a lot of men do worry about, and for good reason. With taking any type of something like this, which is like a performance enhancer, since they are like medical grade, these are technically pharmaceuticals, you want to have the one that has the least side effects. And from using both of them, I would say BlueChew would win this category just because they both have their side effects. With both of them, you're gonna notice side effects, but with BlueChew, you're gonna notice less side effects. I will say, guys, with Ro Sparks, with the first time that I took it, it actually was a little bit scary because I did experience some side effects that were kind of extreme. Things like I had like a tension headache, and the main thing that kind of worried me besides the tension headache, I had red eyes, but the main thing was my nose got super stuffy, guys. One time I had it, the first time I actually used it, the morning after, you know, I did the deed and I took Ro Sparks the night before, I woke up with the worst, stuffiest nose of my entire life. It was to the point where I had to do like where you have to like clear your sinuses, but I did it more than I'd ever had to before. And that was a bit of a scary experience, having to not really been able to breathe out of my nose. So again, it works well, but with a lot of these sexual performance enhancers, they do things like clog your sinuses, they'll give you headaches, red eyes. Sometimes guys can't finish and it almost is like uncomfortably hard down there. So you wanna go with the one that has the least side effects. And for this category, I'd have to give that to BlueChew. So right before I give you guys that hack I told you about in the beginning of the video to make either of these work better for you, I will let you guys know who actually takes the crown from this head-to-head comparison review video. Now, from you guys seeing the video, you probably already take a guess who wins the categories is Ro Sparks. Simply because this is just like OD strong, guys. Now again, the use case scenario for people who are gonna use Ro Sparks are those people who probably do have actual ED issues. Somebody like me who doesn't have any ED issues in the bedroom currently. Now, if you guys don't know my story, I did have really bad ED when I was 22 years old, but again, through my own research and certain methods that I found, again, it's the first link in the description down below, I was able to cure my ED and along the way figure out how to increase my size and keep it like that. But I don't have it anymore, so now I use things like Ro Sparks just kind of for fun because it does help you last longer, helps you be bigger, you're more like ferocious and aggressive in the bedroom. So I'll just use it time to time just to kind of spice things up. But if you guys actually do have like pretty bad ED, maybe you're older, maybe you did watch those videos for a long time and now you're a bit desensitized down there, or maybe you have a situation like me. When I had ED at 22, it was because I was taking finasteride for my hairline, but my doctor didn't tell me that a lot of times men who take finasteride, since it affects your testosterone and your DHT levels, it can have you to cause ED. And I was taking Accutane at the same time, which is also another thing that, although it fixed my acne, it also caused me to have ED as well too, which is another common side effect of taking Accutane. So if you fall under any of those categories and you want just the strongest of the strong, Ro Sparks is gonna be the winner for you. Now, if you do want something that's not as strong, again, you just wanna spice it up in the bedroom from time to time, you don't have ED, you just kinda want something to make you a little bit more better in the bedroom, then BlueChew would probably be better for you because it's just not as strong. Ro Sparks is just super potent. So it is like the strongest thing on the market and it does win the head-to-head comparison today. Now, since you guys stuck around to this part of the video, I will let you guys know the hack that I use for both of these, both BlueChew and Ro Sparks, to help them work a bit more effectively for me. And that hack is, you might have heard it earlier in the video, it's I actually cut them, guys. So for BlueChew, you can cut it into 4 tiny pieces. Same thing with Ro Sparks, you can cut it into 4 tiny pieces. That way you don't have to take the full dose. Again, if you're a young man like me, or just looking for something to kind of help you as an enhancement, but you don't necessarily need it, you're not gonna need the full thing of Ro Sparks or BlueChew. So when you guys take it, that's my hack for you. Cut it into 4 tiny pieces. That way you can start with the lowest, like the minimum effective dose. It's something in the medical field called a minimum effective dose. Basically, take the smallest amount that will work for you. Start off with just taking a quarter of it, guys. That's what I did with starting off with both of these guys. I never took a full one of these until just kind of recently. Take a quarter. If it works for you, cool. Stay there as long as it works for you. And then when it stops working for you, you can up it from a quarter to a half, or a half to 3/4, from 3/4 to the full thing, if that makes sense for you guys. So guys, comment down below. Have you guys tried BlueChew or Ro Sparks in the past? Are you thinking about trying it? If you guys liked today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications because I do post videos like this every single day. Again, guys, you guys shouldn't become dependent on either of these. Only use them, and again, this is not medical advice at all, it's just from my own personal experience from using them. Only use them for certain moments to spice it up with your lady in the bedroom, but you shouldn't be taking these every time before you're getting the sexy time, or your brain's gonna associate, oh, before I have sex, I'm gonna need something like this. And you don't want that to be the case because then you'll have like performance anxiety and a whole bunch of things that you don't wanna have. So don't rely on these guys, just use it sporadically, maybe once a month, a couple times a month, maybe. I don't know how active you guys are in that way, but if you guys did resonate this video, the next thing that you do need to check out is my full video reviewing BlueChew in depth, because for most people, this probably is gonna be the one to work for most people the best, and I have a full video reviewing it over here, so check that out next. I love you guys and I'll speak with you very soon. I'll see you tomorrow.